Good evening, and welcome to Sportsline Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'm broadcasting live from beautiful, sunny, it's hot out here, Cap, Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports and gaming capital of the United States of America. And you are listening to this program right here on 910 AM WUBR. CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You can also listen live anywhere in the world at PelicanSportsTV.com, PelicanSportsTV.com, or you can download the Pelican Sports TV app like I have on my iPhone. I mean, it comes in great, loud, and clear. Man, I tell you, boom, you push one button, and bang, your phone turns into a radio, and man, it's really good. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have you there. And you know, we just did an hour of Sportsline Radio. We're kind of doing two shows today. You get two for the price of one. Both of them will be up on YouTube sometime later tonight. The first hour, or the first show that we did, we just kind of went over the season win totals for all the state schools in Louisiana. We did LSU, the Tigers. We did the Tulane Green Wave. We picked over the total in both of their season win totals. LSU season win total was 9, and the Tulane Green Wave, their season win total was 4.5. We got over the total for both of those teams, and then we gave out the over-unders for Louisiana Tech, the Bulldogs, their season win total was 9. You had the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, their season win total was 3.5. And the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns, their season win total was 5. So you can check out the replay of that broadcast on YouTube later on tonight. So now in this hour, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I got all sorts of stuff. But it's just a question of what we're going to do. But before we get the party started, just once again, a quick reminder that anything we talk about, the following information, is to be used as news material only and is not intended to violate any state, federal, or local laws. It absolutely fascinates me every time I say that statement because, you know, we just legalized marijuana out here in Nevada. So not only can you go bet the ball game, pick up a parlay card, make a teaser bet, now you can, on the way to the sports book, you can stop and get some smoke. You get some weed, some Mary Jane, some 420, whatever they call it. Man, man, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't know if it's good or bad. I mean, it's good for a guy like me. I'm single. I got no wife. I got no kids. I mean, it's just me, Cap. It's just me against the world. So, I mean, I love it. But, man, I tell you, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But we got legalized sports betting and legalized marijuana here in Nevada, here in Sin City. I'm not into the prostitute stuff, you know, and out there in Pahrump and the Chicken Ranch and the Buddy Ranch and all that. The MeatMan don't need all that, Cap. I mean, I'm not sitting here telling you I'm a player or nothing like that, but I don't need to go to the Bunny Ranch to have anything happen. I mean, all right, so let's see what we're going to talk about here. Let's see what we're going to talk about here in hour number 2. And one of the things that I did want to talk about is the Saints. The New Orleans Saints continue to hover around 50-1 to win the Super Bowl. And, man, I tell you, I think that's a great price. I think that's an absolute great price because the NFC is going to be up for grabs this year. Everybody who knows anything about football knows that there's no way the Dallas Cowboys are going to repeat like they did last year with the 14-2 and all of that stuff. There's just no way that that's going to happen. I'm not saying it was a fluke. I'm not saying Dak Prescott's a fluke or Ezekiel Elliott's a fluke or anything that happens is a fluke, but it's hard to duplicate a 14-2. And then, of course, you saw what happened when they got to the playoffs, one and done. One and done. They had home field advantage throughout the whole NFC. They didn't even get out of the first round. So I think this Dallas team, this Cowboys team, should be a little bit overrated. And if that's the best team in the NFC, that's good news for the New Orleans Saints. You know, in the AFC, they always got a bunch of tough teams. You know, you got the New England Patriots. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got the Denver Broncos. You got the Oakland Raiders. You got the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, you just got a bunch of rock-solid teams. The Baltimore Ravens. In the NFC, they ain't got nothing. Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, you know, the Minnesota Vikings, the Green Bay Packers. I mean, you got a bunch of teams that, you know, it's like watching the Western Conference against the Eastern Conference in the NBA. All right? It's one of those things where if you're in the Western Conference, you got to be a really good basketball team to make the playoffs. And in the Eastern Conference, you just got to be all right. And I think the Saints fit that category. I think the Saints are just good enough to compete in the NFC and possibly make it all the way to the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm not scared of the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just not scared of the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not scared of these teams. I don't think any that the Saints have to worry about the Arizona Cardinals or anybody like that. I think that the Saints in the division that they're in, you know, Carolina, the Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons. All right, yeah, we're in the division with the last two NFC champs, and they both went to the Super Bowl and lost. And then you saw what happened to the Panthers last year after the Super Bowl loss, and I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happened to the Atlanta Falcons. So if you got to choose between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I mean, that's like comparing chicken salad to chicken you-know-what, man. I take Drew Brees and the Hoot-Hatters, the Bless You Boys, the Black and Gold with the Chings, the New Orleans Saints over Jameis Winston, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers any day of the week. Any day of the week, Cap, because that's what it's probably going to come down to. Tampa Bay and New Orleans. I got the odds right here. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I got the odds on which quarterback is going to throw for the most passing yards. And Drew Brees is the favorite at Bookmaker. You can bet $2,000 on this. You can bet up to $2,000 on which player is going to have the most yards passing in the NFL this year. Drew Brees is the favorite at 3.5 to 1. You got Tom Brady is 4.5 to 1. Aaron Rodgers is 8 to 1. Matt Ryan is 9 to 1. Kirk Cousins is 12 to 1. Andrew Luck and Derek Carr are 15 to 1. You got Matthew Stafford, Phillip Rivers at 20 to 1. At 25 to 1, Jameis Winston, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning. And then at 35 to 1, you got Andy Dalton, Russell Wilson. And in the field, any other quarterback that I didn't name, any quarterback not on the list. So Joe Schmo, like a Kurt Warner, comes out of nowhere from fourth string to starter. From bagging groceries to the greatest show on turf. That would be like the field. Anybody not on the list, you get if you take the field. The field's 25 to 1. But the bottom line is, I mean, Drew Brees, the quarterback for the Saints, he's projected to to throw more yards than any other quarterback in the league. Now, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It'd be a good thing because, hey, we got an explosive offense. We can move the ball out of the field. That's good. But is that because we're always losing? And you can't run the ball when you're down 28-3. You can't run the ball when it's 35-10. You got to throw it on every down. So it could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I'm going to take it as a good thing. Once again, I think Drew Brees has to have a winning season this year. I know a lot of people think he's automatic for the Hall of Fame, and he probably is automatic for the Hall of Fame. But, Hall of Fame quarterbacks don't have 4 losing seasons in a row. I'm sorry. Hall of Fame quarterbacks win playoff games. They win Super Bowls. They don't have losing season after losing season after losing season. Now, I'll be the first guy to admit 7-9. That's not that bad. It's not like it's 4-12, 3-13, 2-14, 5-11. I hear you. But, come on, Cap. How many losing seasons in a row can you have and still consider yourself to be a Hall of Fame quarterback? Now, Drew Brees is also the favorite to throw the most touchdown passes. He's 3.5 to 1. You got Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady at 4.5 to 1. You got Matt Ryan at 7.5 to 1. Ben Roethlisberger 8.5 to 1. Phillip Rivers 9.5 to 1. Andrew Luck is 10 to 1. Derek Carr is 15 to 1. Carson Palmer and Kirk Cousins are a 40 to 1. And then the field, any other quarterback in the league, 15 to 1. So Drew Brees is projected as the favorite to throw for more yards than any other quarterback in the NFL and throw more TD passes than any quarterback in the NFL, and they're 50 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. 50 to 1, man. You got to jump on this. You got to take advantage of this, man. This is a good price. You're getting a great price, 50 to 1, on supposedly the guy that's going to throw for the most yards and throw the most TD passes. Usually when you throw for the most yards and the most TD passes, it equals winning. It equals winning. If your quarterback has thrown more touchdown passes than any other quarterback in the league, there's a good chance he was on a winning team. And I like the Saints' chances this year. I really do. I think they're all in. And 50 to 1 is a great price. I'll be the first guy to admit I don't have any money on them yet. I do have the $50, soon to be about $70 on the LSU Tigers, the men's basketball team. They're 750 to 1 right now. They're going to get this guy from Chalmette, this 7-foot guy. They're going to get him, man. He ain't going to wherever he was going to go. He ain't going there. He don't like it up there. He's coming back down to LSU, man. He's going to play for the Tigers. They got a 7-foot tall guy out of Chalmette, the parish where Tommy Christ is from. I don't know how LSU didn't get him. Of course, I know how they didn't get him because he didn't want to play. But Johnny Jones, I think there's anything against Johnny Jones, but but the bottom line is this is going to be a new Tigers basketball team. This is going to be a new LSU basketball team, 750 to 1. 750 to 1. I want to put $125 on it total. You got to put a little bit at a time. When you're trying to win $100,000 like I'm trying to win, if I put $125 down on LSU at 750 to 1, you'd be right at $100,000. Now, of course, if they made it to the Sweet 16, I'd have to hedge off a little bit, a little scalp here, a little scalp there. So the most I'd probably make is $30,000 or $40,000. But at 750 to 1, if you can get that kind of price on LSU, like I can at William Hill out here in Las Vegas, you ought to take a stab on it, man, because LSU can go from 750 to 1 to 35 or 40 to 1 in a blink of an eye. They play well in one of these basketball preseason tournaments that they have, or they get out of the gate hot and upset a ranked team. The odds will drop pretty quick on the LSU Tigers basketball team. So Like I said, I got $50 on them right now. I got all $2 bets. I just make them all for $2. Each ticket pays $1,502. And I got 25 of them, so $37,500 if LSU wins the NCAA tournament. Now, you know the Tigers aren't going to do that. But, man, look, they can get to the Sweet 16 with this new coach. I mean, believe me, it doesn't take long to build a basketball team, especially with the one-and-done rule, and you can get all these transfers and this and that and the other thing. It's not as hard as it looks to build a basketball team pretty quick. It's hard to build a football team fast. It's hard to build a baseball team fast. But with all these guys playing ball and all these different summer leagues and junior colleges and this and that and the other thing, I mean, you get the right coach in the right place at the right time, and he can put things together pretty quick. So that's why I like LSU at the 750-1. I think the Tigers can do all right. And the same thing with the New Orleans Saints. I'm not worried about the Saints odds going down. I think they'll be 50-1, for a little while. Believe me, like I told Chrysan the other day when I was on TK's show, I came on to give the odds for who's going to be the starting quarterback for the LSU Tigers this year. I'll give those out in just a little bit. But like I told Chrysan, if the New Orleans Saints, if they lose the first two games, they're probably going to stay right at 50-1. You go on the road week 1, you play Minnesota, you lose. Week 2, you're at home against the defending Super Bowl champs, you lose. Your odds aren't going to drop that much. I mean, you might go from 50-1 to 60-1 or maybe 70-1. But let's say the New Orleans Saints win the first two games. Let's say they go on the road and they beat the Minnesota Vikings. Then let's say they're at home and they beat the New England Patriots. The Saints are going to go from 50-1 to 10-1 really fast. You start out 2-0 in the NFC South in the division with Carolina, Atlanta, and Tampa Bay. You start out 2-0, a win on the road at Minnesota, a win at home against the defending Super Bowl champs. The odds on you are going to drop like an age patient with the flu, Cap. I can tell you that right now. They're going to go down really quick. They're going to go down really quick, and that's why you got to get on the Saints now at 50-1. I mean, look, you can't take 10-1 when they were 50-1. As tempting as it would be if they start out 2-0 and they look like world beaters, to take them at 10-1, you can't, because you had a chance to get them 50-1 2 weeks earlier. So I'm definitely high on the New Orleans Saints this year, and with Drew Brees being the favorite to throw more touchdown passes than any quarterback, and Drew Brees being the favorite to throw more passing yards than any quarterback in the NFL, I think 50-1 is a right price. The price is right to take a shot on the New Orleans Saints to win their second Super Bowl under Drew Brees and of course, the head coach, Sean Payton. All right, we got to take a break. We got to take one of those commercial breaks. When we come back, I'm going to give you the odds on who is going to be the starting quarterback for the LSU Tigers when they play that first game of the season against BYU the Cougars. Who will take the first snap for the Tigers when the season starts? I got those odds, and I got a lot of other stuff that I want to talk about. I also got a pick tonight in a Major League Baseball game, so don't touch that down, Cap. You're listening to Sports Line Radio with Dave the MeatMan Scandaliato. I'm broadcasting live from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports gaming capital of the United States of America. And you're listening to this program right here on 910 a.m. WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. You had the volume, your volume was on during the whole thing. You were playing the video games. That's why you can't hear me now. That's all right. You sound like you did pretty good. So I got a question. Can you put an extra minute in this one or no? Yeah, do that for me. So I gotta do something real fast here. You got it. Thank you. Yeah, I was putting in a couple of bets. You can bet on the phone, man. I tell you, it's unbelievable how you can. I mean, you can smoke dope, bet on football games. You don't even have to leave the house. You bet right over the app. All the casinos have all these apps, so you can just bet like that. It's pretty unbelievable. I'll be the first guy to admit. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. And I'm broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada, baby, where you can bet on football and smoke weed. It's unbelievable that you can do that out here. And if you did it back somewhere else, you might go to jail for a couple of years. It's pretty fascinating how this country works. This is we're screwed up, this country. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we're screwed up. I'm sorry, man. I mean, hey, but it is what it is. I mean, everybody knows people like to gamble. They like to bet parlay cards. They like to play on the football pools. They like to play fantasy football. And we all pretend like, oh, God, you're doing something bad when everybody's doing it. Everybody likes a little action. It's called action. And, man, I tell you, that's one of the reasons I like living out here in Las Vegas. I mean, look, when I want to get down, I want to get down. When I want to make a bet, I want to be able to make a bet. I don't want to have to think I'm some kind of criminal. A criminal. You go in a court of law, and you would stand in front of the judge as if you really did something wrong. What the F did I do wrong? I bet on a football game? Really? You gonna put a criminal record on me? Because I bet on a stinking basketball game? Really? You ain't got to worry about that out here, man. Believe me, they take you with open arms. They give you free liquor when you bet. Not only will they take your bet, they give you a couple of free beers when you make the bet. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, you would not only do you not have to worry about getting arrested, you just got to worry about getting intoxicated because they give you the drink tickets after you make the bet. So I like living out here in Las Vegas. I ain't going to lie to everybody. I moved out here in 2003, 2 years before Katrina. And every time I've been back to New Orleans or back to Louisiana, I like it. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't feel right. I don't feel right. And now, of course, with the legalization of pot out here, man, I tell you, man, this is an interesting city. If you got a family, I would not recommend coming out here. If you're single, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, now, earlier in the week, I got my hands on the odds to see who was going to be the starting quarterback this year for the LSU Tigers. Right now, Danny Etling is the favorite. Even money. You got to bet $100 to win $100 if you think Danny Etling is going to be the starting quarterback this year for the LSU Tigers. Miles Brennan is 3-1. You bet $100, Miles Brennan goes out on the field. He takes the first snap of the season for the LSU Tigers. You get $300 for every $100 you put up. You got Justin McMillan. He's 3.5-1 to be the starting quarterback for the LSU Tigers. And then the long shot is Lindsey Scott Jr. at 12-1 to be the starting quarterback. So looks like you got a three-man battle for the quarterback job at LSU. Danny Etling, obviously the favorite at even money, but he's not an overwhelming favorite. And you got a guy at 3-1 and a guy at 3.5-1 right on your tail. So Etling's got to have a good camp. You know, for example, we'll use Auburn, the Auburn Tigers. They're on here that Justin Stidham, or Jarrett Stidham, excuse me, you got to bet $750 to win 100. If you think he's going to be the starting quarterback, I mean, that's pretty much a guarantee that he's going to start. He's minus 750. That Sean White guy, he's a 5-1 underdog to be the starting quarterback. So Danny Etling, he's just even money. Where the guy from Auburn, you got to bet $750 to win 100. So, I mean, believe me, that there's no guarantee that Danny Etling is going to be the starting quarterback for the LSU Tigers this year based on the odds. Now, you got a couple of teams. It's pretty interesting. Like, for example, the Cleveland Browns. Who is going to be their starting quarterback week 1 of the season? Is it going to be Brock Osweiler, Cody Kessler, or Deshaun Kaiser? Osweiler's the favorite. He's 3-2. And then you got the Cody Kessler. He's 2-1. And Deshaun Kaiser, he's 2-1 also. So that's a quarterback battle right there. It's a bad quarterback battle. I'll be the first guy to admit because, man, when you say those three names, you don't think much. I mean, Brock Osweiler could be the most overhyped, overpaid guy in the history of the NFL, even though we've got some doozies out there. No doubt about it, starting with our very own Jamarcus Russell. What a bust he was. I mean, gee whiz, man, it's hard to believe that guy, when he got to the NFL, I mean, but boy, I tell you, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, it's hard to get excited about knowing that these three guys might be your quarterback. I mean, it's just as bad in New York with the New York Jets. You got Josh McCown and Christian Hackenberg. They're both pretty much even money. Bryce Petty, he's 18-1. I mean, can you imagine going into your NFL season and you got the quarterback battle between Josh McCown and Christian Hackenberg? Wow. We are lucky to have Drew Brees. I'll be the first guy to admit nobody's harder on Drew Brees than the MeatMan. But, boy, when you look at that, you say to yourself, thank God we're not worried about if Josh McCown or Christian Hackenberg is going to start the season. The Houston Texans, they got that Tom Savage guy. He's minus $3 to start the season for them. But Deshaun Watson, he's about 2.5-1 to be the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans. That'd be something, man. Well, but I tell you, he looked so good against Alabama in that national championship game. And he looked so good the year before that when they lost the national championship game. Man, I tell you, this guy could be something, man. He might just be the starter for the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans need a quarterback like a guy in the hospital needs blood, brother. Like a guy in the hospital needs blood. The Houston Texans pretty much have it all, except for a quarterback. They thought they had it last year in Brock Osweiler, but they cut bait, they cut whatever, man, they just obviously, whatever they saw in him to sign the big deal, somebody saw something totally opposite and let him go. All right, speaking of going, we got to take another commercial break. We got to take another quick commercial break. When we come back, I got a baseball pick for everybody tonight. I got a Major League Baseball selection that I'm going to give you for Friday night. And also got a couple other things that I want to talk about with you, but I'm not going to tell you what they're going to be. I'm not going to tell you. We're going to keep it a secret. We're going to keep it a secret. How you like that? I don't have anything. I'm just going to make up something during the break. How you like that? I'm going to be honest with everybody because in a couple of weeks, the show's going to get really good. It's going to get really good, really fast when we start talking about football. So, hey, look, the bottom line is the NFL preseason starts next Thursday, and the college football season starts Saturday, August the 26th, which is 29 days away from today. So we're going to have a lot to talk about in the coming weeks, and we'll have some stuff to talk about when we come back. So don't touch that dial, Cap. You're listening to Sports Line Radio with Dave the MeatMan Scandaliato. We're broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And you're listening to this program right here on 910 AM WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. Well, once again, if I can talk 2 hours a day, talking an hour in a week is 2 or 3 weeks is going to be nothing. The thing's going to fly by. Pretty much. Believe it or not, I thought the preseason didn't start for another week. And the Hall of Fame game used to be on a Sunday. I didn't even know it was on a Thursday. I mean, I had no clue. None. Zero. Somebody told me, hey, the Hall of Fame game is Thursday. I'm like, no, it's on Sunday. No, not this year. And I looked at the schedule, and there it was. So, yes, and then they play a meaningless football game. A literally meaningless football game. Good. Dallas and Arizona. And why the reason it's meaningless is because those two teams have to play 5 preseason games. Because they play in the Hall of Fame game. So, basically, in a nutshell, usually the first preseason game you don't play anybody when you're playing 4 preseason games. So when you're playing 5, you really don't have anybody out there. I mean, it's really bad. So Dak Prescott, he won't take the field of maybe the second guy. I don't know, but he won't be in. I don't think he'll play in this one. All right. And welcome back to Sports Line Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. And don't forget, every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, we meet right here on this thing called the radio. The radios. Most of us still have a radio. Most of us still have the radio. And what we're doing on the radio every week is we're going to talk football, gambling against the spread. How you like that? How you like that? That's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to beat around the bush. We're not going to make you figure, well, he said the score is going to be 19-16, but the spread's 10. So some kind of subconscious way he's trying to tell you to take the underdog. No, stop it. Stop it. Everybody just put the brakes on and stop. If I think a team's going to cover the spread, I'm going to tell you. If I think a team's not going to cover them, I'm going to tell you. The favorite's going to win, I'm going to tell you. There's no beating around the bush, man. It's going to be hardcore. Hardcore gambling, Cap. Hardcore gambling every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. Right here on 910 AM WUBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. You can always listen live to the program on the internet at the PelicanSportsTV.com website. PelicanSportsTV.com. Or you can get the Pelican Sports app I got it on my iPhone. I mean, all I do is touch a button, and like 2 or 3 seconds later, I hear CBS Radio Baton Rouge. I mean, it's great. It's great. It's really easy. So every Friday, man, tell your friends, tell your family, say, look, man, this guy's picking games against the spread. At the end of each show, I'm going to give you a couple of games to bet. We're going to keep accurate records. We're going to use the current point spreads. And most importantly, we're going to make money. We're going to take money from that no-good, stinking bookie. You know that clown with the good-looking wife? The kids that go to the private school? The guy with the nice car? The big home? Yeah, that bozo, him. Yeah, we're going after him. We're going after him. You know, he don't have to have 3 cars. He can be happy with 2 cars. He can be happy with 2. We take a vehicle away from this guy, man. Believe me, he's going down. That's the whole idea behind the show. I mean, look, we ain't going to get together every Friday and help the bookie make money. Dang, we ain't going to do that. I mean, that's just a waste of time. No, we're going to get together every Friday and see if we can't get money from the bookie. So 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. every Friday, Central Time, 9:10 a.m. WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. And, of course, once again, you can listen live at PelicanSportsTV.com. And don't forget, you can watch the rebroadcast of the program on YouTube.com. Usually takes me a couple of hours to get the show uploaded. Takes a long time to upload an hour show. Probably takes about 2 hours to do it. So, I mean, the program goes off the air at 6 p.m. Central Time. So, you know, it'll be up there by 8, 9 o'clock. Remember, I did 2 shows today. I did the second hour of Tommy Chrysan's program today because he had to leave early. So we did 2 shows today. So there's going to be Sportsline Radio Part 1 and Sportsline Radio Part 2. And you can find both of those on YouTube. Just put my name, Dave, the MeatMan, Scandaliato, put the word Sportsline, and put the date. Put the date. Make sure you put the date 7/28/2017, and it'll pop up in the exact show that you're listening to now. You can watch on YouTube. All right, baseball. I do have a baseball game that I like tonight. We all know that the Los Angeles Dodgers have been red hot. And they're playing the San Francisco Giants, who have not been hot. But, man, I tell you, you got to lay $3 to win $1. $3 to win $1. You got to bet $300 to win $100 on the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight. If you take the San Francisco Giants, you can get plus 250. $100 bet, get you $250 in winnings. But I kind of like the run line. I kind of like the run line here because you can get the San Francisco Giants plus a run and a half plus $1.25. You can get San Francisco to Giants plus a run and a half. You can bet $200 on them and win $250. Normally, when you take a run and a half, you always got to lay something, even if it's $1.05. Sometimes $1.10, $1.20, $1.30. Here's the deal where you're getting a run and a half, and you're still plus $1.25. Now, a lot of people are saying, MeatMan, this guy going for the Dodgers tonight, he's 10-1, this Wood guy with a 2.30 ERA. And the other guy going for the Giants, Moore, he's 3-10 with a 5.82 ERA. That's why he's a minus $3, okay? That's why you got to bet $300 to win $100 on the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight because of the guy pitching. But the problem is, whenever he pitches against the San Francisco Giants, you know, it's not as good as one might think. He's 1-2 lifetime, this guy Wood, when he pitches against the San Francisco Giants with a 4.71 ERA. And he started 4 games, and the team is 1-3. So the one game he didn't get the decision on, the Dodgers lost. So when this guy starts a game for the Los Angeles Dodgers against the San Francisco Giants, the Dodgers are 1-3, and the guy's got a 4.71 ERA. So, you don't want to overanalyze stuff. You don't want to look too hard. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. But, like I said, I can get a team plus a run and a half, plus $1.25, and the guy pitching for the Dodgers tonight, he just doesn't like pitching against the San Francisco Giants. And all of this stuff is recent for Alex Wood. I mean, this isn't stuff from, 3, 4, 5 years ago. This is recent stuff. He started twice for the Dodgers against the Giants, 2 times so far in 2017. And, the bottom line is, look, he just doesn't bring his best stuff when he goes up against the Giants. So we're gonna take a chance here. Just a small chance here. I mean, just a regular bet. Nothing, no 2-unit, 3-unit, 4-unit play. This is just a regular 1-unit play. I'm gonna take the San Francisco Giants tonight, plus a run and a half, plus $1.25. You don't have to list the pitches on a run line. Anytime you bet a run line in baseball, you do not have to list pitches. The pitches are automatic. The pitches are automatically listed. So if Moore or Wood doesn't go tonight, the bet's off. If you make a regular bet, you can bet action, you can list pitches, you can list one pitcher, you can list both pitches. And based on all of that, that's how the bet's going to go down. But when you take the run line, when you bet the run line in a baseball game, the listed pitchers must go, or there's no action on the game. So, hey, if Moore and Wood don't start, you're not going to have any action. You don't have to worry about what this and what that and all of that stuff. There's no bet. And both of the guys pitch. They just got to make one pitch each. They go out and make one pitch, and boom, after that, they're done. The bottom line is they started the game, and you have action. So for Friday night, July the 28th, 2017, I'll take the San Francisco Giants plus a run and a half. I don't have to worry about listing the pitches. They're automatically listed, plus $1.25. Hey, look, you're looking for baseball picks. You're looking for football picks. You're tired of losing money. Give me a call out here in Las Vegas, 1-833-MeatMan. 1-833-MEATMAN. 1-833-632-8626. You're going to talk directly with me, Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. No sales guy. Nobody looking for your credit card and all that. Yes, I do want a cut of the winnings after you start making some money. But if you don't win, you don't pay, man. It's as simple as that. I own payafteryouwin.com, and I mean it. If you don't win, you don't pay. Give me a call, 1-833-MeatMan. 1-833-632-8626. 1-833-MEATMAN. All right, we got to take one more quick break. This is going to be a real quick break, maybe 2 minutes. And then when we come back, we'll wrap up the 2-hour-long marathon program. Got one more thing that I want to tell you before we shut it down, so don't touch that dial, Cap. You're listening to Sports Line Radio with the MeatMan, Dave Scandaliato, broadcasting live from Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're doing it all right here like one big, happy, dysfunctional family on 910 AM WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. battery on my computer is running low, so that's why I took the break. But I looked at the clock. I probably got enough to make it the distance here, but I'm going to go get the plug and plug it in, so I'll be right back. I'm good. All right. What time are we going off at? 6. All right, you got it. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline Radio. The last couple of minutes of the show for the week. I want to thank everybody who stayed the entire 2 hours. Of course, I want to thank everybody if you tuned in for 2 seconds. As my man Tommy Krysan, the future Louisiana Broadcasting Hall of Famer, would say, glad to be here and glad to have you there. So, all right, let's see. I wanted to leave this. Let's see if I can find it here. Let's see if I can find it here before we go out. The tax man, he cleaned up out here in Las Vegas not too long ago. The tax man at the World Series of Poker, the tax man cleaned up. I can't believe I can't find the article. I wanted to save this for last, and I read it today. I know I read it today, and but I'm not going to be able to find it, which is terrible. Terrible. Wow, let's see. Yep, nope, I'm not going to be able to find it. All I know is the guy that won the World Series of Poker, he had to pay like 45% of his money in taxes. I can't believe I can't find the article. Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal here. Oh, boy, this is unbelievable. I got the article about the baseball betting, but I can't find the one that talks about the World Series of Poker. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All I know is they made a ton of money. They made a ton of money. The federal government, I mean, they absolutely clean up off of these poor guys. I mean, you got to pay all this money to enter the World Series of Poker, and you win $10 million, and you got to give $5 million of it to the government. You got to give $5 million of the money to the government. Let's see. Maybe it was on this other site. Let me go to one more site, see if I can find it. Maybe it was on this one right here. Let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, I'm getting the old 3-minute warning here. I screwed up. Unbelievable. A MeatMan screws up the last couple of minutes of the program. Yep, I can't believe I can't find it. I'll have it next week. Because it's still pretty good information. I mean, these guys made a ton of money. I mean, you win the World Series of Poker, you did pretty good. But in some countries, like if you're an English resident, you're from London or England or Great Britain, whatever it is, you don't pay any taxes on your gambling winnings. Where the guy who won the World Series of Poker, he's from New Jersey. And not only did they hit him with the 36, 37% federal tax, but they also hit him with the state tax in New Jersey. I mean, this guy wound up paying like 50% of his winnings to the government. So you enter a poker tournament, the house keeps 30% of the money, and then when you win any money, you got to give half of it to the government. I mean, you talk about screwed up. You talk about screwed up. Too bad I don't have the actual numbers here. I can't believe that I don't have the article here in front of me. But the bottom line is the tax man is always lurking, Cap. The tax man is always looking to get your money, especially out here in Las Vegas. I mean, you hit anything on a poker machine over $1,200, you're getting a W-2, an IRS form. You hit anything over 600 to 1 in the racing sports book, the tax man is coming to see you. So no matter where you go, no matter what you do, the tax man, he will find you, especially if you're in the winner's circle, because believe me, they're already there. So, all right, I'm a little disappointed in myself that I couldn't find that article. I'm a little pissed off at myself, to be brutally honest with you. But for the most part, it was a pretty decent show today. Remember, in the first hour, we talked about the season win totals for the football teams in the state of Louisiana, the LSU Tigers, the Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns, and the Tulane Green Wave. I did the season win total for Tulane and LSU in hour number 1. That'll be on the first YouTube video that I'm going to put up. And then, of course, in hour number 2, we just talked about all sorts of stuff. But if you're interested in hearing my season win total predictions for the LSU Tigers and the Tulane Green Wave, just go to youtube.com in a couple of hours and just type in Sportsline with the date for today and maybe put part 1 or something like that, and it'll pop right up. It's a pretty good hour if you like playing NFL season win totals. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the program here. I want to thank my man Don back in the studio. Obviously, no glitches again today. You got to love it. My man TK, thanks for letting me do the second hour of your program and, of course, helping me get the hour that I do every week here on 910 WUBR. Want to thank my man Alan, the owner of Pelican Sports. And look forward to talking with everybody 167 hours from now. My name is always Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. Have a great weekend, everybody. All right. I appreciate everything. Do anything this weekend? Anything special or just hanging out? That's what I'll be doing over here. In the air condition. It's hot out there, man. It's hot outside. I'll see you next week. All right. That's going to wrap it up for the second hour of this week's Sportsline Radio. Don't forget, we did 2 broadcasts, so if you're watching the YouTube of this program, don't forget we have another one for Friday, July 28th, 2017. So make sure you catch both programs. As always, I want to remind everybody, if you need to get in touch with me, it's real easy. 1-833-MeatMan, 1-833-632-8626. 1-833-MEATMAN. Don't forget, you can always listen to this program live every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time on PelicanSportsTV.com, PelicanSportsTV.com. I want to thank 910 AM WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge for letting me do the program each and every week. And I will see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline. As always, my name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. Make sure you bet with your head, not over it. Money management is the key to turn a profit betting sports.